It was something quite bold and new for Marvel to do, and just in the having, not just in terms of the blood and the gore and the guts and the sinister kind of, behavior of some of the characters, but also thematically it feels quite mature, it kind of gets political at times, etc. And I thought what a cool superhero show. That's geared towards a slightly more mature audience. It's great, it's such a cool opportunity, and I was thrilled, and just wanted to make sure that we served the content as best as we could. It's very exciting, and I feel very, very lucky. Whenever you sign on to something, you have no idea how it's going to turn out, and you can, to make a film or a TV show requires so many people, and so you can work your ass off, and often it kind of doesn't really work for whatever reason. And I don't think there's no proven formula. Otherwise, everything would be a huge hit. So I'm thrilled for everyone involved, but it's I think it was just the pieces came together really nicely, and everyone seems to, we all seem to, we bonded really well, and we all seem to be on the same page, and it's a great bunch of people, and we got lucky, and that's very, I'm very grateful to everyone involved for that. I'd never read a Daredevil comic when I got the job, so it was I immersed myself in that very, very quickly and started reading as much as I could get my hands on, which in a way was kind of a good thing, because it meant that I didn't come with any preconceived ideas to the project. I didn't have an opinion about who Daredevil should be, Matt Murdock should be, and what the show should look like and feel like. I was able to just serve the scripts. I read a ton of comics, and that's like a 50, 60 years of back catalogue to draw upon, which is incredibly helpful. And really what I did is I spent a lot of my time reading the comics and deciding which writers and illustrators best represented the show that was being written, both tonally and thematically, where the show that we were filming was going to live. It depends on the sequence, and it depends on what the moves were. I had an amazing stunt double who achieved spectacular feats, things that I didn't even know human beings could do. But the show doesn't have any CGI in it in that regard, so it's all everything that you see is being done by someone, by a human being rather than a computer. And I did a lot of it. I really enjoyed getting involved and getting stuck in, and whenever I was able to, I did quite a lot. I worked quite closely with a gentleman who's been blind for 20 years, a blind consultant called Joe, I filmed him, and I talked to him extensively about household chores and getting around, and he helped me with my cane technique, I watched his eyes a lot, and reading Braille, making a cup of tea, all that kind of stuff. I wanted to become really familiar with it all, so that if and when it came up on set, I wasn't dumbfounded and didn't know how to go about doing it. And that proved to be really, really helpful. I think the best thing I can say about it is, if you're a Marvel fan, I think you'll be really pleased. If you're a Daredevil fan particularly, I think you'll be really, really over the moon with the show and the feel and look of the show. But more importantly, I think that if you're not a fan, you mustn't feel that the show isn't for you. I think that the reason there's been such a strong response to the show is because it survives not on the superhero element, but on the fact that it's a kind of a crime show. It's a kind of a crime drama, and the characters are very interesting, and they're explored in a very subtle, interesting, sophisticated way, and the superhero element is really just a part of it. It's just sprinkled on top, and so I think people who've never been exposed to comic books or superhero movies might really enjoy the show.